Alright, welcome back guys, or welcome to your first time here. I'm Vision here with Blind Entertainment, bringing you guys another video. Today I'm going to be giving you guys my review of Fear the Walking Dead Season 4, Episode 3, Good Out Here. Now, if that's something you're interested in, don't forget to subscribe down below and hit the bell icon that way to miss any future videos or reviews I do on Fear the Walking Dead moving forward. Now, let's begin. So, we start this episode off with our heroes being taken by Al, John, and Morgan to where they found the flag from the vultures, and they kind of commandeer Al's truck, which Al doesn't really like, and she devises a plan to kind of take it back from them, and she takes Nick hostage, and it ends up in a big scuffle, and in the scuffle, Luciana drives off the road, and it kind of plows into this ravine, and and Al's truck gets stuck there, and most of them are knocked out. And while they're knocked out, though, Al, Morgan, and John take Lucy, Strand, Nick, and Alicia captive and pretty much tie them up. However, they kind of make a deal that in return for helping them find the flag, they'll help Al get her truck out of the ravine. And because they find out that Al's truck kind of has some kind of special meaning, so John, Al, and Strand, Alicia, and Lucy go out to find a tow truck to go out and to get a tow truck and bring it back and get the Al's truck out of the ravine, while Morgan stays behind and guards Nick. Now, I really like this kind of idea, and I like how they split this group up in different ways. And you got Morgan and Nick, and then you got the rest of the group. Not much goes on between our other group. The only thing I think that was interesting that happened was between Luciana and John Dory, where he asks her why she left Nick back in season 3, and I like that because it also brings up what's going on between him and how he's feeling about the girl he met and end up leaving him in the middle of the night or whatever. So I really like how they kind of are building that connection up there. And I think these two characters, John and Luciana, I'm not saying romantic relationship given what happened at the end of this episode, but I think they could easily end up becoming close friends and allies moving forward in this season. And then we got Morgan and Nick, and this is the one story I really, really enjoyed this episode. Very interesting how they paired these two characters together, and I like the kind of back and forth these two characters have with each other, and I like how you got Nick and Morgan forming this friendship bond, and Morgan doesn't see Nick as a threat, or at least a threat that if he becomes one, he can contain using his Aikido. And I really like that, and I really like how they have this kind of these scenes where they kind of build, like, I wouldn't say they're friends, but I think they're building up this kind of like bond throughout the episode, and I really like it. One of my favorite moments in this episode was the whole thing where he gave him piece of his protein bar, and I really like how they did the. I think it was really nice subtlety and did the whole peanut butter protein bar. And I really like how they did that, calling back to season 6 and season 3 of the original show, where Michonne took his peanut butter protein bar, and I really like that. Just something small that I really like how they add that in there. Something I really enjoyed that they actually put in there. It was something just subtle. I think if you didn't pay too much attention, you could have easily missed it, but I really like how they added that in there. And then you have Morgan leaving him there and practicing and seeing the vulture's car go by, and Nick watching the video of Morgan. I really like that. I'm trying to understand more about this guy. And then the two get in this scuffle, and they accidentally set off the horn and are forced to abandon the vehicle, and Nick leaves Morgan to die, but then Morgan shows up and saves him from the dead, and I really like that. And then you have him trying to pull Nick out from the darkness and not make him go down this dark path. I really like how they are putting these two characters together in this episode, even though it's just this one episode. I really like what they did, and it was just good kind of development for both Nick and Morgan, and good bonding kind of scenes between them. Just a all over good portrayal of these two characters in this episode. Next, let's talk about Al, because I really like what they did with Al in this episode. there's a lot of unanswered questions and a lot of intriguing things they're doing with Al as a character, especially with that bog tape. I really like that. And I like how you got Alicia, Lucy, and Strand not totally trusting her and questioning her motives throughout the episode. I really like that. And I really like how at the end, even though they don't totally trust her, I think at that point they're building a trust. But I really like how Alicia and her work together to get her truck out of the ravine. I really, really like that. Just showing how these people, if they unite, could easily be a very strong, cohesive group if they united as one group. So I'm very excited to see what they do with Al moving forward in the coming episodes. And I think, like I said, I think John and Luciana could form a good, strong, cohesive like bond and friendship. I know we got Naomi and Alicia forming that bond, and I really think that Al and Strand could very easily form a bond. I think each one of these three characters could form like a strong bond between our old heroes and kind of move up throughout the ranks and become like a Nick or Alicia character that we care about. And I'm very interested to see where they take Al moving forward in season 4 of Fear the Walking Dead. Then you got the flashbacks of Nick and Madison going out scavenging, and I really, really enjoyed these scenes. I like what they did in this episode and expanding on why Nick's afraid to go out, and it's because he doesn't want to become that dark person that we see him as kind of now in the present. And I really like that, and how Madison's saying that she's always going out there and she always is able to find something good, like a symbol of like positiveness instead of like the finding like the positive in the dark. I really like that ideology, and I really like that. And it just kind of reminds me of like how like when you lose someone, you kind of always look for a sign from them. I always like how they do those kind of things, and I really like how they did this in this episode with the blue bonnet flowers, and I really like that. And then you get the stuff between the vulture Innes and Charlie and Madison and Nick. I really like what they did there. And I know I said I was a little bit nervous about the whole vultures kind of motives, but I like what they're doing. Letting them out and go scavenging, but yet at the same time, the vultures are going out and taking pretty much picking the area clean. So when they go out to scavenge, that our heroes won't be able to find anything because the vultures have already picked the area clean. And I really like that ideology. It's very smart and slimy, and I just can't wait for them to all die. And that leads me into the whole Innes and Nick confrontation towards the end of the episode. I really like how that played out. So great. And I like how you had Morgan trying to hold him back and not kill him. But then, of course, Nick gives in and goes and kills him. Such a great kind of scene. My only con with the scene would have to be is right when Nick charged at Innes is they went to commercial. That always annoys me, whether it's The Walking Dead or Fear the Walking Dead. Whenever they're like going in to attack someone and then boom, it goes to commercial, it really annoys me. It just takes out the momentum of the scene and just takes me out of it for a minute, and it's just annoying. And I really like, again, how they had Morgan trying to stop Nick from going down this dark path, yet he was unable to. And especially how you had Nick looking at the Art of Peace book and taking it from Morgan and gonna kind of study it in a sense. And I really like how they did that, but then he goes and kills Innes, and that was such a great scene. I love the death scene of Innes, such a great scene, and just really good all around end to that slimy, evil character. I really like how they portrayed that character of Innes because he was a very evil kind of, but in a slimy way evil. So I really like how they did that in this episode. However, following the death of Innes, you got the shocking death of Nick, and I'm sort of 50-50 on this death. I like how we didn't see it coming. That's probably my one pro for it. It's very shocking. I think no one probably out there saw it coming, and I like how they portrayed it with Charlie avenging Innes, and it just shows how these vultures have taken Charlie and pretty much brainwashed her. I really like that idea, and it's just very smart in a sense. I really like what they did there with Charlie being the one to kill him. It was so shocking, and it's like right when he's looking at the blue bonnet flowers, and I like how, I forget which one of the producers, but I know one of them on Talking Dead said that they took the idea right from the episode The Grove from the original show where Carol took Lizzie and shot her after telling her to look at the flowers. So I really like what they did there. paying homage to the original series, and just a smart, good death in my opinion. And I like how they portrayed it at the end, and I really like how they had the trio Strand, Lucy, and Alicia there at his side when he was dying. And all three of these characters are going to be heavily impacted by Nick's death. And I think that's one of the reasons why I like this death, because it's a death that's going to impact all of our characters instead of a select few, which I always hate when it's just affects a select few characters. However, it's going to affect all of our characters, because Strand, of course, he met Nick back in season 1, and these two kind of had this friendship bond going all the way back to season 1. Alicia, of course, he was her sister, and then Lucy, of course, because they were dating. And then it's going to affect Morgan, of course, because he probably is going to blame himself a bit because he couldn't stop him from killing Innes. And then you got, of course, it's going to affect Madison, because you've seen how close Madison was with Nick. And I'm very interested to see what goes on with our heroes now with the loss of Nick. I think it was a good death, and I'm very interested to see where it takes our heroes moving forward. My one con, and I'm not going to say it's a total con because we're probably going to see more of Nick moving forward in flashbacks, but I wish we had seen more of Nick prior to his death, but I know we're going to get probably more of it in flashbacks, so I'm not 100% sad about that, but I just think we could have used a little bit more time with Nick, but I'm okay with it. I'm not going to be mad because I know Frank Dwayne wanted to lead the show, and, I can't blame him for that. Fear the Walking Dead is kind of never been, like, my favorite show, but I do enjoy it, and I'm very interested to see where it's going this season, because right now, I think season 4 has been the strongest it's ever been, and I'm very excited to see where to take it moving forward in coming episodes between our heroes, the Vultures. Where's Madison in the future? Because that's one thing I'm very curious. Where's Madison and Naomi? Where's Daniel? That's my another big question. Where's Daniel? I hope he returns. I want to see Walker and Crazy Dog. I really hope they return. But I think this is a very strong, good episode all in all. And I can't wait to see where the Definite takes our heroes moving forward towards the mid-season finale of Season 4 of Fear the Walking Dead. So yeah, guys, that's my review of Fear the Walking Dead Season 4 Episode 3, Good Out Here. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up and share. And if you like Fear the Walking Dead, don't forget to subscribe down below and hit the bell icon. That way you don't miss any future videos or reviews I do on Fear the Walking Dead moving forward. This has been Vision here at Blind Entertainment, and I will see you next time.